guys, welcome to episode 12 of the Purl Passion podcast. I got my kids to sleep maybe like 3 minutes ago, so I apologize that I'm still like wearing workout gear and my hair is still up in a ponytail, but it was either pee or change my clothes, and I picked pee. So here I am in my, bright pink workout top and my ponytail. It's just been like that all day. It's perfect. I know. This is how I have to wear my hair, or else my daughter like pulls it out because she's very, very rough with the hands lately since she's hit 4 months. I think there's some people out there in internet land, so pop onto the chat and say hi if you're here, because it tells me that there's people here, but it doesn't tell me who's here. So yeah, I'm going to just wait here for a second. I don't even have coffee. That's how rushed I was tonight. I don't even have coffee, but my husband's on it, so it's all good. I started my workouts for my personal trainer. She came last week and met with us and did like a fitness test kind of thing. Hey, Rhonda. So yeah, she came last week and did a fitness test. And after the fitness test, I could barely walk for 2 days, which was fabulous. I was like so sore. But I think my problem was that I didn't drink enough water, and that when I got sore, I just sat still and didn't move all day, which was my biggest mistake. So yesterday I did my first official workout, and then I did a bike ride for cardio, and I am feeling sore today for sure, but not as sore as I was last week. Last week I was dying, but hopefully it'll get back up with the moving, which sometimes is hard when you're stuck on a couch nursing a baby, but I'm trying to keep up the moving so that my muscles don't get all froze up. Because also right after my muscles were sore, while my muscles were still sore from my fitness test, I ended up getting my second COVID shot. So I got my second COVID shot. I met with the trainer on Tuesday. I was sore Wednesday, Thursday. I got my COVID shot Friday. And then, I was not feeling so hot on Saturday. But Sunday was better. It wasn't too bad. Like, my husband and I thought, the smart thing to do is for us not to get the COVID shots at the same time, because if we're sick, then we have, someone else to rely on. And then the pharmacy was like, yeah, we have 2 extra shots available if you guys want them. And we were like, yeah, go ahead, put them in. So we got our COVID shots at the same time, which, wasn't necessarily the smartest idea, because there's just the 2 of us and the 2 kids. So we ended up spending the day watching movies and eating popcorn and napping, which was good. The kids didn't seem to mind either. Although I did find it weird that my son is terrified of the Zootopia movie and prefers the documentary about the Mars rover. Interesting. I've been doing lots of dyeing. I thought that this summer, once my husband was done with school, which he's done at school now, and home full time, which is awesome, but I thought that things would get a little bit less chaotic, but they seem to be more chaotic for some reason. But I have been doing a lot of dyeing, which I'm going to show you guys later. So that's exciting. What else happened in the last couple weeks? I feel like it's been forever since I podcasted. We got an Alexa, which is now our new obsession. A couple days ago, we bought an Alexa. We just thought that it would be good for my son so he can play music and ask it how to spell things and, ask it questions and stuff like that. We thought it'd be a good thing for us to have for him and just to play music in our house because we like music. We got one. And of course, I don't know. I wouldn't say necessarily we're like super tech people. We're not like necessarily techies, but we really like gadgets in our house. So we now have like our Alexa Alexa set up to do a whole bunch of stuff, and we ended up going out and buying two more.
You already have a list of all to do. What should I add to it?
Sorry, Alexa, nothing.
Canceling.
Apparently you can't say her name in the house. Anyways, today we went out and bought two more, we'll say Echoes, so that I don't say her name. So we could get one upstairs, one on the main floor, and one in the basement, so that we could kind of talk to each other and play music all through the house. And yeah, we're still working on getting it all set up, but we'll see how it goes. We're excited about it. But yeah, my son loves it. He quickly realized within like the first 10 minutes that he could tell it to fart. So yeah, he did that for a couple hours straight, and he thought it was the funniest thing in the world because he's a 4-year-old boy. So that was fun. But yeah, we've been watching a little bit of TV. We've ended up finishing The Mandalorian, which was amazing. It was much more like the original Star Wars movies, which I absolutely love. So I was super impressed with it. Yeah, I can't wait to move on to something else. We gotta watch. We have the newest Star Wars movie to watch next, I think, and then we're gonna move on to Marvel Universe. So we're gonna watch WandaVision and Loki, and yeah, all the things we've been missing for the last year because we've been too busy. But yeah. Last week I talked about how I was going to film a tutorial with dyeing with my son Alex, which I did, and it went really well, and I think the video is really cute. But I don't now that I've filmed it, I'm watched part of it, I'm having second thoughts about posting it. I always get nervous about posting my kids. Like I don't know. I'm just not so sure I want to post a video of my son on YouTube. I don't know. I might not. I'm not sure. Post it. Make a comment down in the comment section about what your thoughts are about putting kids on YouTube and whether or not it's a good idea or a bad idea. I'm interested to hear other people's opinions because I know lots of people have different opinions on it, and lots of people share their kids all over the place. And some people decide not to put their kids on the internet at all. And I know that I do share them a little bit on Instagram, and I have had someone take a picture of my son and post it on their Instagram, and now they won't delete it. I talked about that last week or last podcast. So that did happen. So now posting them onto YouTube just makes me a little bit nervous, I guess. But it's a really cute video. My husband's been kind of editing it for me. So yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to post it. If not, I'll refilm it with my son not in it. And post it for you guys, but it's not as fun without him. He's kind of the fun part of it. I wanted to talk about something today that has been going around on Instagram last 2 days or so. There's been a website that people are bringing attention to, and the website is pindiy.com. And if you're on Instagram, you've probably seen a lot of people posting about it. But what's been happening is they've been selling designers patterns, knitting and crochet patterns on their website without the designer's permission. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. This isn't the first time that this has happened. And as a designer, I only ever post my patterns on Ravelry, and that's the only place that I sell them, and that's the only place you can purchase them. So if you see a pattern of mine somewhere else, especially one that's for sale or free, I did not put it there. Patterns take a lot of effort to design, and then you have to pay a tech editor. I guess you don't have to, and then you have to train, and you have testers, and patterns are a lot of work. And honestly, they don't sell for a lot. Like you don't charge a lot for a single pattern. So you're really trying to make your money off the quantity of sales that you get. And you don't make a lot of money off patterns unless you're, selling thousands of them, which I definitely am not. But yeah, I I don't think people necessarily realize all the time how much work and effort goes into publishing a pattern. You have to knit the garment, you have to write it all down, you have to get it tech edited, you have to get testers to test it, you have to publish it. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes other than just writing it down and posting it on the internet. I guess some people just kind of, and there are cases where people just kind of write down their jot notes and post it for free, and that's fine. But when you're talking about a pattern that's been tech edited and tested, and a lot of time has gone into it, designers spend a lot of time on these patterns, and it's really awful that people are just taking them and either putting them out there for free, which then means that the designer's not getting any money for them when they charge for it, because people are just going to get them for free, or stealing paying for the pattern and then publishing it elsewhere and then selling it, which is really awful, because there's very few people out there that have actually can make a living off designing patterns, because it's not, you don't get a lot of money. It's not a huge income earner for most people. Sure, there are people out there that make a lot of money off patterns, and I'm sure everybody knows who those people are. But for the majority of us, we just make a little bit of cash, basically enough to buy some yarn. But yeah, I do put a lot of work into my patterns. And I would be really upset. I looked on that website to see if any of my patterns were on there, and I didn't see any. But I have heard of a lot of people that have gotten their patterns put on that site, and they're selling them on there, and they're obviously not making any money. The other thing is that I've heard, I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard on Instagram that those patterns are also being downloaded with malware in them. So people are downloading patterns and then getting malware or viruses on their computer, which just adds insult to injury. So you got to be aware of where you're purchasing patterns from, especially if you're downloading ones for free that you see elsewhere that are for sale. Like if it costs money on Ravelry and then you find it somewhere else for sale or for free, chances are that designer didn't put it out there for free, and that someone else did. Because why would they charge money for it one place and then sell it for free another place? But yeah, there seems to be a lot of that happens in the knitting community. I don't know if people just undervalue pattern designers and seem to think that, patterns aren't as, intellectually protected as other things. But I don't know. I personally think that the pattern market has been flooded with free patterns, which has caused a lot of people to not knit anything unless it's a free pattern, which I think is kind of, there's a lot of people out there that will look for free patterns, and honestly, you can find free patterns. Like if there's anything you want to make, you can find a free pattern for it. And a lot of people will, because either they, don't want to pay for it or they can't pay for it. But I honestly think that if you have, favorite designers or patterns that you see and you love and you want to support that designer, make sure you're purchasing the pattern from a place where the designer is actually selling it. And I guess the quality of paid patterns tends to be a lot better, because people, I don't know. I know myself, I never have a problem paying a few dollars. They're not expensive. And I know how much hard work goes into patterns. I don't know. I'm going on a rant now. But I just wanted to let you guys know that designers work really hard. If you see people, stealing their patterns and putting them up for free, please don't take advantage of that. Go buy their pattern. That's all I'm saying. Just because it's free somewhere else doesn't mean it should be free somewhere else. And you could get a virus from it. Or you could be buying it from someone who's making money off someone who never did any of the work in the first place. So yeah, just be careful where you buy your patterns, I guess, is the moral of my story. Or be careful where you get your patterns. Sometimes you not necessarily purchasing them, but getting them for free when you shouldn't be. But yeah, that's my rant for today. I've seen a lot of people who've been hit hard by that. A lot of people whose patterns are ending up on, specifically this website is the new one that I've seen, but it's happened before many, many times in the knitting community. It happens all the time. But yeah, I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. If you didn't know that happens, it definitely does. So yeah, be careful where you get your patterns. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, let's get on to some knitting. I wanted to show you guys my finished object for today. So I finally finished my socks for my husband, and I honestly haven't let him wear them yet because I washed them and blocked them, and they look so pretty and nice on the sock blockers. And I want to show you guys how exact they were. Like, look at those heels. Those are pretty close to being exact. Like, they might not be like perfect, but I think that anybody that says that these are not exact socks is looking too hard at someone's feet. I think I did a pretty darn good job making them exact for self-striping yarn. I'm trying to, and not using like a solid color for the heel. That was the tricky part, trying to make the heels exact, but I think I did a pretty darn good job. So yeah, these are my husband's socks. The yarn is by Area 51 Fibers, and it is a self-striping yarn. And it is the colorway Diamond Sword, which is a Minecraft-inspired colorway, which my husband is obsessed with Minecraft. So yeah, these are for my husband, and now that I've shown them to you guys, I'll actually let him wear them, which I'm sure he'll be really excited about. But yeah, those are his socks. For the pattern, I just, I don't really use a pattern when I make socks. I just kind of, I guess I have my own sock pattern out there that I wrote up. That's just how I make socks. It's just kind of a basic sock. But I did use the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which you can purchase on Ravelry, and I think it's $1, which is a really awesome heel. And the pattern has lots of really good instructions about how to size socks and how to do like a cardboard cutout of feet so that you can, do the right size for everybody in your family every time. So yeah, it has a lot of great stuff in it. So it's definitely worth $1. So yeah, that's my finished object for this week. I got the socks finished, and I'm super excited to see my husband wear them. And I'm sure he's super excited to wear them too. Yeah, so work in progresses. I am still working on my So Faded sweater that I am doing with the Dire Wolf yarn. I haven't, I'll show it to you guys just because didn't show it to you last week, but I haven't made any progress on it. It's still, the body is done. It's been in the bag all week, so it's kind of crinkled, but the body is done. I have to do the sleeves. So honestly, what's holding me up is that I have to figure out what needle I'm going to use to do the sleeves, and if I'm going to do them 2 at a time, or if I'm going to do them on double points, because I really hate magic loop. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the sleeves yet, or how I'm going to make them, but yeah, I have to make the sleeves on that. And I haven't made any progress on it in a couple weeks, so c'est la vie. But I have made lots of progress on my Ripple bralette. That I'm not making a bralette, but I'm making a tank. So I'm knitting it out of the Watermelon Crush colorway by Stitchcraft and Wizardry. And I am almost done. So this is the body. I know everyone's going to say, oh my God, that's never going to fit you, but it does. This is the weirdest pattern ever, and it looks like, something that would never fit on anyone's body when you knit it. But then when you actually wear it, it super stretchy, right? So once you actually block it and wear it, it's huge. It'll fit me for sure. It's just super stretchy because it's all beaded ribbing. But yeah, I love how the watermelon color kind of pooled. It's really neat. So yeah, right now I'm doing, oh crap. Sorry. I had apparently put it down halfway through a row. So I had 3 stitches on the side and then the rest on the side. And I just pulled the stitches out. But it's okay. I put them back on. Oh, no, I didn't. I missed one. That's okay. I dropped one. I gotta fix it. There we go. Oh, better. Crisis averted. Funny story. I got a message today from a friend who lives in the UK and was like, "Oh no, I dropped a stitch! Help!" And I'm like, "Oh dear, we've all had those moments." I just had one on camera right now. But yeah, I just fixed it. That's all good. If you don't know how to pick up stitches when you drop them, I highly recommend you YouTube it and learn, because it's a very empowering thing to know how to do. Or if you need to, call me or message me on Instagram, because I can help. Maybe I should do a tutorial on how to pick up stitches. Although I'm sure there are thousands of them out there, but yeah, crisis averted. But anyway, I'm doing it's hard to see because it's on a needle, but the back is cast off. And there are 6 stitches. Hold it this way. I'm going to drop stitches again by manipulating this, but that's the back. And then there's 2 little pins here with 6 stitches on them each. And that is where you will tie in the straps for the tank. So yeah, I'm like on one side of the bra part, and then the other side is over here. So once I do those 2, and then I have a bunch of I-cord strap to make, and then I will be done. So hopefully I can finish that this week, and that will be awesome. And then I can post some pictures of the finished top. Whether I actually post pictures of me wearing it or not, we'll see. I'm still a little self-conscious about I know I shouldn't be, but my baby weight. It's okay. I'm doing something about it. So that's what, I'm making myself happy. I'm really behind on my water today. My trainers told me that I'm supposed to drink at least 3 to 4 liters of water. And I think I drank 2 of these today, so I really got to start chugging. Or else she's going to get mad at me. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. I did purchase this yarn. I showed it to you guys before by Gauge Dye Works. And it is their solar system yarn. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out their Instagram because it is epically amazing. So I bought 2 of them. I bought one to make a pair of socks for my husband, which I'm gonna do, but this one is they call it one-way trip. So it's like a map of the solar system once, whereas the other one is twice, so that you can make 2 matching socks. So I got this one for my son, and my original plan was to make him a hat. But today he told me that he wanted me to make one of those things that grown-ups put around their neck. So I said, "Do you mean a scarf?" He's like, "Yeah, one of those things. I want one of those things." So I guess I'm going to make him a solar system scarf. I'm going to do it as small as I can, but I have to make it so that it goes through the whole solar system. So it might be something that he grows into, but we'll see. We'll see how far the solar system yarn gets me anyway. But yeah, I think it'll be really cute as a scarf. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, if I'm just going to do like a garter stitch scarf or what I'm going to do, but we'll see. But yeah, this is my Gauge Dye Works yarn, and I'm going to cast that on very soon. I have to get the ball wound up first though, but I was going to do that today, and then I just never got around to it. I was busy doing a million things. But But yeah, I'm also working on a collaboration design that I'm working on with somebody else, which is a secret. So you guys will know about that someday in the future, but not now. I'm keeping it hidden. Yeah, but I got a couple of other design ideas that I'm going to start soon. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, I haven't been doing a whole lot of designing lately, so I'm going to be excited to get back into doing that myself again. Now that I feel like my brain's a little less mush, I guess is a good way to put it. But yeah, I guess now all that I have left to talk about is my dyeing. So yeah, I have lots of stuff to show you. I've been dyeing minis like a crazy person. There is like 30 minis here. So yeah, I've been dyeing minis like a crazy person. I'll show them to you in the order I made them and explain them a little bit to you here. So how I made these minis is first I had to make the minis because I bought the yarn in 100-gram skeins. So I made 10-gram minis, which I showed you guys last time how I did that. So I made a bunch of 10-gram minis because I just wanted to try out. Oh, I just broke my elastics. My elastic is holding them together. That's okay. So yeah, I just wanted to try out all the colors that I got because in my set of dyes, there are 9 colors. So I did try them out. There were 2 reds, which turned out pink. There was an orange, a yellow, a green, trying to go in rainbow order because it's fun, an aqua, a blue, a purple, and then a black. So those were my first set that I did. And how I dyed these is I actually just put the dye and mixed it with vinegar and water into a mason jar and threw them outside in the sun. And I left them out there for like a day and a half till the water went clear, and then I rinsed them. And yeah, this is what I got out of it, which I love them. They're so pretty. They're kind of a little bit like tonal to them because of how the dye took in the mason jar, but I love them. I think they're amazing. And I have this plan that I'm going to make. I have a corkboard downstairs in my dining room, and I'm going to make a little board, like almost like a recipe board for myself so that I can recreate these colors. So I made sure to make really good notes of all of what I was doing so that I can recreate these exact colors for anybody if they want them at some point. So yeah, these were my originals where I tested the dyes for the first time. So that was fun. But I was really disappointed by how these ones came out. They're pretty pinks, but I wanted red. And this gray was supposed to be black. So I wanted to see what it would take for me to get it to be black. So I decided to take my recipe that I made with these ones and multiply by 3. So I repeated all the colors again, but this time I used 3 times the amount of dye because I wanted to get deeper shades. So yeah, and I did it the same way. I did it in the little mason jars, and this time I got deeper colors for sure. Like if you can tell the difference here, these are the original colors, and these are the second set. So yeah, I can show them to you again. We got reds. Oh, they look pink. They're pinkish reds. I could definitely add a little bit more dye and make it a little bit more red, but they're definitely more red this time than pink for sure. I posted photos on my Instagram too, so if you want to go check out. And I know I always say that, but I always find that it's easier to see the colors better in the natural daylight out on my deck where I take my pictures. It's I have the window open, but when I film this, it's 8 o'clock at night here. So the sun's going down and it's not the best light. And I got overhead lights and yeah, it's not the best light, but they're red or than the other ones. Like these are the originals and these are the second set. So yeah, they're more red anyway. So yeah, the reds, orange, beautiful yellow. Nope. Rainbow order, Megan, rainbow order. Green. My son would get mad at me if I did it wrong. Teal. Blue. Purple. And my black definitely turned out more black. Although I've realized that this black is very purpley black. Like it almost has like a purpley undertone to it. So it's almost like a purple. It looks a little bit purple on camera too, but it is black. And I could definitely make this even blacker. And I might do another mini with it. And try these ones. I might do the red and the black and do even more dye just to see how red and how black I can get, so I can get like a perfect red and a perfect black to put on my corkboard for my recipes, which I don't know. I'm a methodical person. So having all of these different colors that I can look at on my corkboard and how I made them, I don't know. That's how I want to start off my dyeing. I want to be able to put all the colors as just solids on my board so that I can see them, and then I can kind of start playing with them after I do that. So yeah, that's why I did the 10 gram minis, because I didn't want to use too much fiber. I just wanted the little samples. But yeah, that was my second set. And then I decided that I wanted to have some fun and make my own colors, because the set of dyes I got only comes with 9 colors, which, is really all you need. You can mix most colors. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that there was this brown color that I made in the second set because I wanted to see if I could get a brown, which it turned out pretty brown. It's a little on the orangey side. It looked really orange in the mason jar, and then when I dried it, it definitely looks more brown than orange now. But yeah, I wanted to see if I could make a brown, because I feel like that's the one color that the set is missing that you would want is a brown. And browns are kind of hard to make, I've learned. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys the colors that I made myself. I also named them because it's fun and because I couldn't tell them all apart, and I needed to be able to find a way to reference them. Like I wrote the recipes down for how I made them in a little book, but some of them are very similar, so I wanted to make sure that I could tell them apart. So I labeled them all. I'm kind of a dork. Some dyers are like, they just throw color together and make beautiful things. And I will do that. Definitely will do that. I look forward to that. But first, this is how I'm starting, in a very methodical method. So yeah, the colors that I made, some of them came out how I intended, and some of them were a total shock to me. So this one I made for my son. And it is a lime green, and I was trying to make lime green. So I'm pretty proud of myself about that one. And I call it Limelight because it's green. Like a lime green, it's very bright. So yeah, that's one of my colors that I made. What else do I got here? I made this is the blue, the original blue from the set. But I wanted something that was a little more navy. So I mixed this one, and I call this one Deep Water. It's a really pretty blue. It's like a dark navy. Yeah, I was trying to make a darker red by mixing quantities of red and black to see what I would come up with. And this is how I figured out that my reds or my black definitely skews more purple. Because this is what I came up with when I tried to make a dark red. It's more of a wine color. So I called it Merlot. And again, I took a picture already of these out in the natural light, and I'll post it on Instagram. So if you guys want to see the more accurate color, because I find that, the light inside my house just doesn't do colors justice sometimes. And of course, everybody knows I'm obsessed with purple. And this purple that came in the set was an amethyst purple, but I wanted a true purpley purple because I like purpley purple. So I did make a purpley purple, and I meant to make this color, which it turned out perfect. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It's a purpley purple, and I called it Smoothie because, yeah, it reminds me of a blueberry smoothie, and I've been eating a lot of smoothies this summer, so that's that one. This one is, I wanted to make like a sagey dark green, which I totally accomplished, and I'm obsessed with this color. Even as much as I love purple, I think this one's my favorite. It's just so pretty. And the camera just doesn't do it justice, but it's like tonal greens. I just love it. And I called it Seaweed because, as you guys know, I'm from the East Coast and live on the ocean, and there's a lot of seaweed there. And this is the color of seaweed for sure. So yeah, that's my seaweed color. What else I got here? Going with my beach theme. This is like a brownie taupey color. So I called that one Sandy. And then I got this one, which is almost like a tea. I called it green tea because it's kind of like a greenish, brownish color. It reminds me of green tea. And then, of course, this one I totally intended to make. I wanted to make a light purple. So yeah, I called this one lavender. But yeah, I successfully made like a lilac-y, lavendery color of light purple. So I'm really happy with that one too. This is another attempt I made at a brown, which this one is even more orangey than the last one. But I think it's still pretty. And I called this one Cocoa. It's a pretty brown. And then the last one is kind of like a caramelly brownie color. And I called it Soy Latte because, as you guys know, my daughter is intolerant to dairy. Now I can't have milk anymore, so I've been drinking a lot of soy latte from the local coffee shop here this summer. So yeah, I called it Soy Latte because I'm not allowed to have dairy anymore. So yeah, I really like this color. I think it's pretty. It's almost like a coffee, milky. It's almost very similar to the color that I got when I actually dyed the yarn with coffee, which I showed you guys previously. So yeah, that was the colors that I created myself by mixing the colors that I bought in my kit. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of this. Yeah, so now that I got some solids, I got all the solids in 2 different depth of shade that came with my set, and then I got some solid colors that I mixed myself. Now I'm ready to do some multicolored skeins. And now the fun begins. Now I can start kind of putting things together, and like that would be really pretty. Or like even like a color with these 3. Super pretty. So yeah, I'm looking forward to just playing and mixing and matching now and doing some creative dyeing, just throwing colors and seeing what happens. I had a friend of mine, Rhonda, who is on the chat here now, so she's watching. Hi, Rhonda. Over the other day, she wants to knit my Calidity pattern. So she needs 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn. So I told her I'd dye them with her if she wanted to do it. So she picked out a couple of the colors that I had created myself, and then it was a good test to see if I could recreate what I achieved with the 10-gram mini skein onto the 100-gram skein of fingering weight yarn. So she picked out a couple of colors, and we got 2 of them done. So this is the seaweed green, which now that you can see a full skein of it, it is so pretty. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like make myself an entire like worsted weight sweater quantity in this color and make myself a sweater because I absolutely love it. It's so pretty. But yeah, that is the seaweed green. And this will be going to a lovely home and will be knit into a calidity top, which I'm excited to see when it's done. So yeah, that is one of the ones for my friend Rhonda. And I'll show you guys. I think I did a pretty darn good job making a recipe. Like, that is pretty accurate. Like, this was the original, what I was going for, and this is what I achieved. I think it's really, really exactly the same. There's like the tonal to it, so as you kind of turn it, you got all the same tones. But yeah, I think I did a really good job with this one. I'm really proud of this one. I think we did good with this one. However, I borrowed a couple of 5 hot plates from a friend who graciously lent them to me for the summer. And I was attempting to, I did those minis in a jar outside, solar dyeing them. I ended up steam setting some of them because the weather didn't cooperate and I just was impatient and didn't leave them out in the sun long enough. So I ended up steaming them in a pot for a while just to make sure the color set for some of those. But this one I wanted to do it in a pot. So we were going to do them, me and Rhonda were going to do them in pots in my basement on the hot plates. But we ended up blowing a fuse in my basement because I'm dumb. And I should have just like plugged one hot plate in and saw how that went, and then eventually tried 2 and see if the breaker could handle it. But I didn't. I just plugged 2 in, and yeah, we blew a breaker and the lights went out, and it was fun. So then we just carried the pots upstairs, put them on my stove, and finished it. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. The other one, however, not so happy with. This was the other skein we made. So it's supposed to be the cocoa color. Ooh, I'm all tangles here. This is the problem with these things. I'm in the process of ordering some like ball band labels to like put around your yarn instead of these little like taggy things because they keep getting tangled. These are just what I had in my basement, so I use them. But yeah, I was trying to recreate this color. So as you can see, it's not exact. It's definitely different, but I did learn a lot when me and Rhonda made this one. My first mistake was that I forgot to add in acid. So I added it in after the yarn was already in the pot, which I think caused some of the yarn to, like, some of the color to strike to the yarn at a different rate. So there's like green spots and stuff in it. So this one kind of, it's almost like it didn't absorb, like the color didn't mix and absorb properly to make like a solid. It kind of is like a variegated. It's got like a little bit of green and it is a little bit more orange. But yeah, we're going to do it again. Rhonda, of course, was like, no, it's fine. I can knit with that. And I'm like, no. We're going to do it again. I'm going to do a second crack at it. This time I'm going to add the acid in before the yarn and make sure that I did have a lot of bleeding when I made these ones. So I'm going to make sure that I keep it on higher heat for longer before rinsing them out. So I think that was my second mistake. But yeah, I am super new at this. So I'm just learning, and this is an adventure for me, and I'm loving every second of it. So yeah, we're going to do, Rhonda's going to come back over, and we are going to do a second attempt at this color. And we are also going to recreate my sandy color as her third one. So she's making these 3 colors, which are going to be stunning. So yeah, we're going to do these 2 another night as soon as I can get the time, get the kids to bed and make some time to do some dyeing. We're going to try these 2 and see what we can recreate those 2. But yeah, hopefully I'll have those ones to show you, or at least post pictures of, because I'll probably give them to Rhonda so she can start making her top so that she doesn't have to wait for me to show you on the podcast before she can start knitting. So yeah, I made these 2 skeins. I'm really proud of this one, really unhappy with this one. But this one, I decided that I'm going to over dye it. because I'm never going to knit with this and I don't even like it. So I'm going to over dye this with something. I'm not really sure what yet, but maybe I will like, I don't know, maybe add some dark green and see if I can get like a darker green color. I'm not sure. I have no clue. I don't know what's going to happen when I dye something, add something else to the brown. So I'm going to figure that out and add something to it and play with that because, yeah, I don't like it the way it is. It's a fail, if you ask me. I don't like it. I'm not happy with it. So I refuse to let Rhonda knit with it. I will recreate. We will recreate the cocoa color because I know I can do it. I don't think it was a problem with how I mixed the colors. I think it was a problem with adding the vinegar after the fact to the hot water with the yarn already in it that caused this breaking. So yeah, I think I can do it. I think I can recreate this color successfully better than that. This is not close enough for me. But yeah, as you guys can probably tell by now, I am going to start a Etsy shop. I am gearing up to sell yarn. That is my end goal. But you guys know I'm on mat leave. So I'm not really ready to open my shop yet. So I'm kind of just going to take the next little while to learn, practice, create some recipes and, order ball bands and get all that stuff ready so that once I get off mat leave, I will be able to readily open my store and have lots of stuff in it so that people can purchase it. But I have been doing some yarn swapping with friends and stuff. So if any of you guys are interested in any yarn that I have, I will gladly dye things for you. Just message me. And yeah, if you like some of my colorways or want me to dye something for you, I will. I have a deal with a friend of mine, Alex from the UK. She is at My Yarny Corner. So if you're not following her on Instagram, you definitely should be. She also has a podcast. And me and her seem to be on the same experience at the moment. We kind of both started a podcast at the same time. And then we kind of both started getting into dyeing at the same time. So she just opened her Etsy store. So you should go check out her Etsy store. She's super talented. Her colors are stunning. She like jumped right in and went and made beautiful colors. And I just kind of started making solids. But we decided we're going to do a swap. So we're going to make a skein of yarn for each other and swap. So yeah, I'm excited to see what she sends me. And I'm excited to send her a skein of yarn. And that's super exciting to me. I'm also doing some swaps with some other friends too, which I'm excited about. So yeah, it's fun to make yarn for other people. And I'm really enjoying watching other people knit with my yarn. Rhonda made I don't know what you call it. What do you call it, Rhonda? A cape? A capelet, maybe. Maybe that's it. But yeah, I posted pictures of it out of my yarn, which is the only thing anyone has ever knit my yarn with so far. So yeah, it was really awesome to see how it knit up because that's so fun. But yeah, I'm gonna knit up some of my yarn myself too at some point. A poncho, that's what it is, a poncho. It's like a a thing that goes over your shoulders and it's like a scarf, but it's like long. It's like a cape, but it doesn't have doesn't close and how it goes all the way around. A poncho. Apparently, I don't know that word. But yeah, like I said, if any of you guys are interested in doing any kind of yarn swapping or swapping or anything, just message me. I'm not opening an Etsy shop officially until I'm on my mat leave, but I'm definitely sitting here with lots of yarn that I have and wanting to dye and just practice and have some fun. So for sure, message me. I wanted to show you guys, I just did this up quick today. I was kind of playing with some colors. If it turns out okay, it might end up being something that I do send as a yarn swap to Alex of My Yarny Corner. So Alex, if you're watching this and you don't want to see this, Don't watch. Turn it off now. But you can't actually tell very much from what I have here because it's definitely not done. But I wanted to see if I could dye a full skein of yarn in the mason jars that I dyed the 10-gram minis in. So I threw some color and some acid and some yarn into a mason jar, and I chucked it out in the sun, but it's super not sunny out today. So it wasn't out in the sun for very long. It was only kind of out in the sun for like, well, it was out in the clouded. So I'm going to leave it in the jar and put it back out there in the morning for the sun. But yeah, as you can see, this, I just added a bunch of different colors and kind of played a little bit to see what I would come up with, but there's still a lot of white in here. So I'm definitely going to have to reevaluate if that color doesn't spread further into that white, because I don't want that big white chunk. Who wants that? But yeah, if it turns out nice, then maybe I'll send it to Alexis. But if it doesn't turn out nice, then I will make her something better, because if it's not nice, then it's unacceptable. But yeah, that's going to be exciting. This is how I dyed those 10-gram minis. I just put them in a little jar, but the difference is, though, is that the 10-gram minis are much smaller and there was a lot of more liquid. The 100-gram skeins barely fit in this jar, so there's barely any liquid in it, which is causing the color not to spread very well. So I think if I'm going to do more skeins, solar dyeing, which it's summer and it's, you know, beautifully sunny out. I love doing solar dyeing because you can just chuck it on your back deck and leave it there for a while, and then you got pretty yarn. It's super easy and a lot of fun. So I'm probably going to get some bigger jars, because 100-gram skeins in this little mason jar is not really spreading the way it should. Like, there's a lot of dye on the top, and it's not really, there's not a lot of room for water because it's kind of squished in there really well. Like, as you can see, like, there's like a whole white section that didn't, the color just didn't blend into it. It did a little bit like over here, but yeah, I just did this tonight, so like supper time. So it hasn't actually been in there for very long, and it hasn't been in the sun for very long. So I'm going to chuck it back out in the sun tomorrow and give it the day tomorrow to see, take it out, and then I'll probably end up, if it doesn't spread more, I'm going to end up having to add some color to this white, because yeah, who wants a big white chunk like that? Nobody. So yeah, that's kind of how I was dyeing my minis, if you guys wanted to see how they looked. It's super easy. It's super fun. If you have enough heat from the sun, you don't need anything. Like I've used crock pots, I've used pots, I've used these jars. If you don't have, a stove or a crock pot or a, specific dyeing pots, you can definitely just do it in a mason jar with sun. And actually, I've seen people just like dye in these jars and then just put these jars in a canning pot and steaming it right through the jars, which I haven't tried, but I took mine out of the jar, but you could. If you guys are interested in learning some of these techniques and where I'm getting my information from, you can check out the Chemnitz podcast on YouTube. She does lots of different experiments and different techniques and stuff. And I really love her podcast. So I've been getting a lot of help from watching her videos, which is so fun. But yeah, I think this is going to be so pretty. But yeah, like I said, that much white is not okay. So I'm hoping that either the color spreads into this white, or if not, I will just add more color to it. But yeah, that's all the yarn that I dyed in the last 2 weeks, which I think is pretty good. It's like 30 minis. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to do a lot more in the next 2 weeks. I'm excited to get into dyeing some more exciting things. I know that the solids aren't the most, creative things, but I don't know. I just think it's a good way to start, to have a base of how to make specific shades and specific colors. So I wanted to start there first. But I'm definitely planning on getting some more different dye powders in different colors. I am working on trying to get some more berry yarn from a different company in Canada rather than ordering everything from the States because our dollar is not good. But yeah. Update on the yard sale. I was telling you guys about my yard sale last week and how if I made enough money at my yard sale, I would buy myself a set of Chiago needles, which I did almost make enough money at the yard sale. Very close. If you don't include tax or shipping, I definitely made enough money. I contacted the yarn store, which is the Naked Sheep Yarn and Fiber in Regina. You can follow them on Instagram at the Naked Sheep Yarn and Fiber, and they were kind enough to order me in. They didn't have any sets of at the time, so they were kind enough to order me in a set. So I'm getting the full set of the Chiago needles, the interchangeable sets. And they messaged me, was it today or yesterday? Man, my days are messed up. But the set is in and they are putting it in the mail. So hopefully it doesn't take very long to get to me and I will get it in the mail soon. But yeah, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to them. I wanted to try and support, I guess, technically my local-ish yarn store because they're the closest yarn store to me, even though they're 2 hours away. But yeah, if you want to follow them on Instagram, you can. They're at the Naked Sheep Yarn and Fiber, and I will link them below too, so you can go check out their Instagram if you want. But yeah, they've been super helpful to me with providing me with all my yarny goodness and tools and stuff that I need, which has been awesome. Something else I wanted to tell you guys about, I came across this week a company that just started, I believe just started their Etsy store. And they are on Instagram as @FiberLuxCo. And what this lady has done is she's taken semi-precious stones and turned them into stitch markers, which I think is absolutely awesome. So she's got all kinds of different, she's got obsidian, she's got jade, she's got actual precious stones as opposed to just like glass beads and stuff. She has the actual stones, which I absolutely love. They're beautifully done. They look amazing. I ordered a bunch, and they're going to come to me. So when I get those in the mail, I will definitely show you guys. But I think that is an amazing idea. I love the idea of having the different stones on stitch markers. I just think that's a really cute idea. And I've never seen anybody else do that. I'm sure there probably is somebody else doing that, but I've never seen it. So yeah, I was really excited to find her. So if you want to follow her, she's again at Fiber, FiberLuxeco, FiberLuxCo. And her Etsy store is in her bio. Yeah, so you should definitely check out her stitch markers because they are stunning. Very classy. I've got a lot of like cute and kooky stitch markers, but I really love these ones. They're just like absolutely beautiful. So yeah, definitely follow her. Definitely check out her Etsy store. When I get my order in, I will show them to you guys because I'm super excited about them. I got some like obsidian and moonstone. It reminds me of this time. My little sister is very much into crystals, and I went to a store here in town, and they had a station where you could make bracelets out of crystals, like the semi-precious stones. So I made my sister a bracelet, and the lady had told me at the store that the best way to do it was to just kind of like use your intuition and just pick whatever ones were kind of, calling to you and make this bracelet. So I ended up making this bracelet for my sister, which she loved, I think. She told me she loved it. I'm hoping she loved it. I think it broke, so I might have to go make her another one. But I think she saved all the stones, so she's trying to, I don't even know what you're supposed to call them, semi-precious stones, crystals. You know what I mean. They're not glass beads. They're actual stone or actual gem. I don't know what you call them. I don't know what the correct term is. I'm not a jewelry maker. But yeah, they are, her bracelet. And I really thought that was a really cool idea because they all came with like the little cards that told you what like the properties. So like some of them are for good luck and some of them are for love and protection. And there's all kinds of different qualities that each phone is supposed to bring, which I think is a really cool idea. I am completely uneducated in this topic. If you want to know more about crystals and their meanings, definitely don't take my explanation of it, because I don't know what I'm talking about. My sister's much more into it than me, and it's just something that I thought was really cool. So yeah, she at Fiber Lux Co. She has all the different descriptions of the stones right on her website, on her Etsy store, so that you can see what each one is. I just think that's a really cute idea for knitters, because it's kind of like a stitch marker that, you know, means something, has a sentimental value and means something to you, which I think is a really cool idea. So yeah, check out her stitch markers. I can't wait to show you guys them when I get mine. I think she said she already mailed them, which is awesome. So yeah, and she's been super great. Originally, she didn't have her store set up to ship to Canada, and I was like, I'm in Canada. So she immediately changed it so that she will now ship anywhere, I think, internationally. So yeah, she's been great, and you should definitely follow her. Also, I wanted to let you know that Breaking Yarns, if you don't follow her, you should. It's at Breaking Yarns. Has these really cute bags, knitting bags. You should check out her Instagram. I think they're like selling out fast. So they're super cute. They have like the periodic table in color on the inside. And then they have like her logo, which has like the periodic tables as the B for breaking and the Y for yarn. Super cute. I really love them. I'm going to buy one, but I think they're sold out. Maybe next time. Maybe she'll bring them back and I'll buy one. But I didn't get one, sadly. Next time, hopefully she brings them back. I think it was a collaboration. I think she had someone else make the bags and then she did the logos on them. So yeah, you should check those out. I think she has a couple of the larger ones left. Maybe, I'm not sure. Check her out on Instagram anyway. You should definitely follow her. Her bags are cute. I just wanted to tell you guys about them because they're cute. So yeah. Oh, the last thing I was going to ask you guys is, I know that I've asked in the past for podcast suggestions, but does anybody have any suggestions for audio podcasts that I can listen to? I have Alexa set up now, and I was talking about my Alexa. I'm all about the Alexa right now. But sometimes I get trapped on my couch with my baby asleep on me, and I don't have a remote. I can't watch the TV. My phone's out of reach, but I can talk to Alexa. So do you guys know any good knitting and fiber related audio podcasts that you can get through Spotify or, Apple Podcasts or Amazon Podcasts or anything like that, that I could listen to on my Alexa or now I have one in my basement too, so I can listen to them while I'm dyeing yarn on my Alexa, which is super exciting. So yeah, if you guys have any audio podcast suggestions for me, definitely put them in the comments or send them to me in a message. I would greatly appreciate that. But that is all I have to show you guys this week. I had a couple of suggestions on my post that I made about, let me just check and see if I had any new ones since then. I always try to put a little post up asking if anybody has anything they want me to mention. So if you guys have anything that you guys want me to mention, if you're, if you have a sale or have new yarns that you're selling and want me to mention them, or if you have new pattern coming out or anything you guys want me to mention on my podcast, I will. Just tell me. Just send me a message and let me know what's going on in your lives, and I will share it with my few subscribers. But yeah, a few people did post on my post here, so I'm just going to make sure that people wanted to know how my dyeing went, which I've clearly talked about now for longer than I probably should have, but talk about what you're going to make with all your yarn you dyed. That is going to be, I don't know the answer to that. I've dyed a lot of yarn. Chances are I'm probably never going to knit with all of it. Chances are I'm never going to knit with most of it. In fact, I have kind of a new design in my mind that I want to design, and I could take some of the yarn that I've already dyed and do it. But instead of doing that, I'm like, ooh, I have a specific plan for dyeing something now that I'm going to do. So I'm going to dye new yarn to make that project with. So yeah, I have a feeling that I'm going to have way more yarn than I can ever use or ever will use. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of it. And my sister says, let everyone know about all the yarn you just bought because I keep getting emails. So my sister has helped me in the past with some of my emails. So she has my email set up on her phone. So when my Purl Passion email gets an email, she also has access to that. So she knows when I buy yarn. So every time I buy new yarn, she it's like, are you buying yarn again? I keep getting all these emails. I'm sure at some point she'll probably get bored of it and delete my email from her phone at some point because it'll probably drive her crazy. But yes, I have ordered some new yarn. I've ordered some samplers, a sampler from a Canadian yarn mill that I want to try for bear yarn. Yeah, or stitch markers, sampler. And then I ordered needles. It's been an expensive day. But anyways, yeah, I have lots of exciting things going on. I'm going to make some ball bands, these things, for my yarn, because I feel like you're not really professional unless you have these, and I don't have them yet. And also, I really just want a way to label my yarn so that I don't get it confused myself, because I'm starting to get so much that I have to remember what base it's on and what colorway I named it and how I made it, how many yards it is. I don't know any of that. I'd have to look it up because it's not on my actual yarn right now. Nothing is. So yeah, I'm going to get some of these made. So I'm in the process of kind of trying to create a label for my yarn and get some of those ordered so that I can make it look a little more fancy. Pretend I'm a real professional dyer. Maybe someday I will be. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great 2 weeks, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. I think in 2 weeks my in-laws will be here, but that's okay. They're coming for a visit, which is exciting because they've never met my baby yet. So they're coming to see her now that I'm fully vaxxed. So yeah, that'll be exciting. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great 2 weeks. So you can see the sun's going down here. So it's time for me to clean up all this mess that I just made. I have yarn and minis and sock blockers all over my couch. So yeah, I'm going to have to clean up this mess and drink some coffee and maybe finish my tank tonight. More likely, I will have a snack, drink some coffee, go on my phone on Instagram for a while, and then I will start knitting, and my daughter will wake up. That's usually how it goes. She has like a sixth sense. It's like she instantly knows. The other night, I was like, I'm going to go get a bath. I have to wash my hair. My hair is gross. So I got her to sleep and left my husband with her, and I went upstairs and I started running a bath, and I got in and she woke up freaking. So needless to say, I was able to wash myself in about an inch of water kind of quickly, and that's about it. The hair didn't get washed. But we'll see how tonight goes. But yeah. Like I said, I hope you guys have a great 2 weeks. And I will see you again on the next episode of the podcast. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. It's at Purl Passion. I'm also on Facebook if you want to check me out there too. Everything that I post on Instagram usually just goes over to Facebook too. So you can look either place. And I'm on Facebook as Purl Passion. I'm not on TikTok though. There's a lot of people getting on TikTok, but I'm not on the TikTok. I've never downloaded TikTok. I don't even know how to work TikTok. I don't know if I ever will. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, you can find me there. And you can like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and leave a comment if you'd like. I'd like to see your guys' comments and read what you guys are thinking. And if you guys have anything you want me to talk about on the podcast, let me know, as I for sure will. Because what's the point of making a podcast if the people who are watching don't get what they want? I will see you guys in 2 weeks. I hope you have a great night.